And all eyes are on Jared Goff. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Lions and the Packers on Thursday night.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They've been playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits, that's saying something.
3 quarters of the NFL season are complete. What works in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds. And out come the Lions for their first drive behind their 9th-year quarterback in year number 4 with Detroit. It's Jared Goff.
It's hard to be frustrated when you throw for nearly 400 yards, but I know he wanted to break that barrier.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And his first look is incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. First carry now for David Montgomery. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. This defense for the Packers, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
Yeah, they held them to well under 200 yards of total offense, and in today's NFL, that's a feat to be proud of, especially with the emphasis on offense and what we're seeing each and every week, that great creativity and usual productivity.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. This one good for a first down, and also that is catch number 90 for him now on the season. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from, working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. And there on your screen, Charles, the key inactives guys out this week.
And there's never anything good about any injury, but there's a silver lining to them, is that it creates opportunity for someone else on the depth chart. Will they take advantage of it with good play, or have they not prepared well, thinking they'll never get on the field, and they'll go out there and hurt their team?
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. He got 29 yards that time.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. To throw is Goff. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Goff throwing again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Now Goff on 3rd and goal. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Making that play on the pass rush, that's Devontae Wyatt.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. This a 33-yard attempt. Badgley's kick is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So the flag is for roughing the kicker, a big 15-yard penalty.
And I'm not sure that was the time to go all out after the kicker. Plenty of time left in this game.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. Out of the gun. Gone. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. From the gun, here's Goff. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Ross St. Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Lions put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's where the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. So the Packers make their way out for the first time, and it's Jordan Love that has the keys to the car here in his 5th season as a pro and 2nd as a starter.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. Jermaine Johnson make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have its hands full all night long.
Well, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
Play action this time with Love. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Here's Love. That's complete to Wicks. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Daniel Whelan now. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Lions will take over. The home team's offense, led by their wide receiver, headed out for their 2nd possession. And as we near the conclusion of the regular season, nobody has surpassed the amount of receptions that he has put up to this point. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you get this squad that's towards the bottom NFC, but when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
From the 44-yard line, here's second down and 7. Here's Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. No gain on the play. And now third down and 6 to go. You look at this Packers defense. Now, they've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
And this is where we talk game inside the game. Top 5 passing offense versus top 5 passing defense. I wouldn't be surprised defensively if they change up coverages a bit more than usual to try and combat what they expect to see.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that one out wide and intercepted? Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Making back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 21 carries, 107 yards, and the touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know, he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Got his man, that's Luke Musgrave. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. Love now. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. A short throw to Musgrave. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes us all the way down to the 37. 46 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
That's good for 28 yards.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far on this drive. This offense on the march.
Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Now Love. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Romeo Doubs there to make the grab. And the Packers have got it back to within a score. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free. And his guy...
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So trying to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you're trying to throw quick hitters, quick slants, you know, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
The Lions offense and Jared Goff set to take over once more. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his impressive season total as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes at this point in the season. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Back to throw. Goff. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
In motion goes the tight end. Gone. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. These two teams faced off earlier in the year, right around mid-season, back in Week 9. And it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one, so they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit. Throwing again is gone. That's into the hands of Khalif Raymond. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Here's Goff. That is caught. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers 35. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now it's Goff. He's got right on the short throw. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. To the air again. Goff. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the third quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out onto the field. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Following the interception, Love. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And these are the situations that really test the defense and sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
But they're certainly not neglecting their run duties as well as they ate up the blockers in front and allowed the secondary to get home.
To throw now, here's Love. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage here on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and this will remain a 5-point game. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
We'll get this up to about the 44. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Goff now looks to throw. He'll get this underneath to Montgomery. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
2nd down and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
In motion, the tight end. Goff. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Montgomery. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. In motion goes Raymond. Open man is Raymond. He's got it. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 2nd down and 6 now.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Montgomery back to the ground. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
3rd and 3.
Motion man left. Peoples-Jones. Play action. It's gone. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4.
A 47-yard attempt.
Badgley able to knock this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 8. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And remember, despite giving up the field goal, this is still a one-score game. They're in need of the touchdown and a two-point conversion. A field goal on this drive likely doesn't do them much good. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Love looking to throw it. That's complete to Dobbs. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On play action, Love to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by a Fitu Melifonwu. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know and often happens, this is all still subject to change.
You're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's Goff. That is caught by Laporta. And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. A gain there of 21 yards. Goff now looking to throw. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Lucas Van Ness getting free there to bring him down. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game. Badgley able to punch this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up second down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Throwing. Love. That's taken in by Watson. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Working out of the gun. Love. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Off the play fake, Love. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one in 2nd down. Again, it's Love. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Love, they go play action now. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Trying for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Carlton Davis picks it. And the Lions force the turnover. And they'll take over at the 10. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10. From back at their own 10-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This to Laporta, right side. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Here's Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And this will wind up a Lions first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. But now he appears to be in some pain. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. 2nd and 10. Here's Knight on the handoff. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now a play fake, and it's Goff. He's got his target. That's complete. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now Goff. And that is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
15-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10. Love looking to throw it. A short throw to Musgrave. They need a touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and a field goal. Pretty good start to the drive, though.
Yeah, good start to the drive, but the urgency has to really be increased by both the players on the field and everyone on the sidelines. Got to make sure everyone is up and into this game.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Now Love. That's complete to Wicks. And that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. This is 1st and 10. Love. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Reed. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And that one too wide and incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question.
And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25.
Holding. Offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for the Lions, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready.